Hello, welcome to another live Amazon FBA Q&A. Thank you for everyone who has joined me. Yeah, thank you. It's been I think a few weeks since I've done one of these. I thought it was about time. I did another one. Let me just put a few messages out here. Try and get some people on board. Here we go. Cool. So how is everyone doing? Hopefully you're having a great month. We've got Christmas coming up soon. Exciting times. I think once we get Halloween out of the way, things should get quite exciting on Amazon. Hey, Adam, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. How are you doing? How is the private label going, Adam? What kind of profits are you on this month? Let me know. My month has been a little bit slow. I'm not going to lie. Today, my God, is slow. £47 profit today. Yeah, not good. My month is going so slow. I'm hoping it's going to get better. Like month to date, let's have a look. £6,464 for the month. So yeah, I think a lot of people saying they're having quite a slow month, to be honest. Yeah, hopefully it's all going to come back in November, December. So, hey, Risilla Kid, how's it going? Hey, Empire, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've done this. My sleeping pattern's been all over the place. Not good. Trying to get it back on track. But yeah, so Risilla Kid, you're asking, how's Kagita going? How much have you spent so far this week? Oh, this week? 20,000? Yeah, probably 20,000 on Kagita, I'd say. Today's been like 8. I did like 9 the other day. And then, yeah, I don't know, 17, 18, 19, 20, I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, a decent amount to be fair. So it's getting pretty good. Hey Chris, how's it going? Hey Bojack, how's it going? This month's been banging for me. Oh, nice. Assuming it's the Aces one. Yeah, I've got a lot of Christmas stock, perfumes, aftershaves, to be honest. And I've got my stuff priced a little bit high as well. Which is definitely, I was very tempted to drop the prices, but then all the prices I've set, I know, hopefully anyway, they're going to come in November, December. So I'm just holding fire, knowing that my time is going to come. I just need to be patient, not panic. Don't panic sell. But yeah, I've got 130 grand in Amazon sat right now, so kind of crazy. And more on the way as well, a lot more, another 20, 30,000 on the way. So I'm going to have a lot of items in Amazon. A lot of stock, so I better have a good Christmas, to be honest. Otherwise I'd be very disappointed. Let me just zoom in quickly so I can see the chat a bit better. Cool, here we go. So Adam says spent 4K on Kagita the other day. Nice, yeah. There's so many deals on there. It's just, yeah, no single person can buy them all. No way. No way. And to be fair, people are always DM me saying like, oh, what do you think of this deal? And I'm like, go and look at it. I'm like, man, this is a killer deal. How did I not see this? But I'm so focused on perfumes, aftershaves, I kind of blank out a lot of the other stuff. I'm like, man, how did I miss this deal? There's like £1,000 profit. But yeah, so people are sending me these deals they're finding, and those ones that they're sending bocage. Yeah, absolutely. So you just like with IP, you just got to be careful with what brands you buy. That's just what you got to do. Now, I got hit with a one today for, I think it's called Prosero, or I think it's something like Prosero. I think a bunch of people got hit by that brand today for parallel import. Now, what I've done is I've sent the invoices off, and we'll see what happens. I sent the Kagita invoices off, and let's just see what happens. If not, I'll have to eBay them. It's part of the game. I've learned that brand's now no good unless I can get UK stock. It's part of the game. So part of learning the brands, just like you avoid certain brands for IP, you avoid certain brands for parallel import. So hey Cozy, how's it going? You're Alexis Ukraine from Belgium. Oh, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. Do appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. We've got 15 viewers, which is awesome. Reese Lake, this amazing mogul, your inspiration currently. Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. So you can do it. Anyone can do this. If I can do it, anyone can do it, to be honest. But yeah, so Adam says, I buy the full lot on Kagita to stop you like price. That's exactly. So I had someone give me like a video suggestion today, and they're saying like, how do you and I've had quite a few people ask questions like, how do you determine how much you buy? Actually, maybe I'll answer that in this one. Since it is a Q&A thing. Now, what I normally do is on Quigita, if I see a really good deal, I just buy the stock, the whole lot of it. Even if it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 months worth of stock, it's just a good way to avoid other people jumping on if I can just get it all. As long as I know it's going to sell eventually. But normally what I'm looking at though is, and what I suggest to people is, you basically need to take the sales per month. Let's say the sales per month is 100 on that listing. Let's say there's 9 other sellers on there, and you're going to jump on and be the 10th seller. That means you're pretty much going to get 10 sales per month each on that listing. It doesn't quite work like that, but this is the way you can look at it. But yeah, pretty much you're going to get hopefully a fair share. So you're going to get 10 sales per month. Then obviously, if you decide how much am I going to stock for this item, you need to decide how many months you want. Was it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? So then you need to buy 10, 20 or 30 of those units. So you can decide on obviously based on your capital or your risk tolerance, things like that, on how much you're going to buy. Now it's very difficult because it's unlikely that a listing is going to stay static. It's unlikely it's going to stay depending on where you're sourcing from. For example, if you're sourcing this item from Latino, for example, and there's 9 sellers on there now, I seriously doubt you're going to be the 10th seller on there only. There's probably other people going to come on there. So it's a very difficult question to answer, but normally somewhere between 1 and 3 months worth of stock is a kind of a good estimate of what you should do. But again, you need to think about the future as well. Like perfumes are good for Christmas and stuff. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question a little bit. But yeah, I tend to do on Quigita, which I'll do also on certain OA sites as well. If they'll let me, I'll just buy all the stock. So there was that killer deal on Game the other day. Was it Duplo or something got reduced down from like 60 quid down to like 4 quid. I mean, if I had the choice, I'd literally just buy the lot. Just buy it all. Yeah, so it's a good strategy as well. I do the same, Adam. Hey King, how's it going? So what do you put as country origin when listing an item? UK or actually find that price? And so yeah, I need to sort this out for all my listings. Actually, I've hit, everyone needs to, by I think the end of the year, 31st of December, it might be a bit before then, needs to give Amazon the country of origin. I'm just putting UK. I bought it in the UK, so yeah, I'm just putting UK. Yeah, so Bocage, I've been focusing massive on shampoos and hair items, been banging for deals. Just need to get it sent in and sold now. Yeah, exactly. That's the next bit. Just get a prep center. What I recommend at the moment is Skewific. They're really good. I do have another one I recommend, but they're closed for business right now. But Skewific, is a good one I can recommend right now. Just use them. Focus on buying and researching, and let someone else prep for you. That's especially if you're doing dangerous goods and perfumes and stuff. Definitely use a prep center now. I don't think it's viable to do it yourself. 100% prep center. So reseller kid says, Adam Redford, do one and send me some leads. But there's loads. Reseller kid, there's so many deals out there. Hey Michael, how's it going? Hey Snappy, how's it going? Hector, it's been like that everywhere now. US Boston. Yeah, so hey, thanks for joining us, Hector, by the way. Just trying to figure out what you're saying there. It's becoming like that everywhere now. Not sure what you mean, but yeah. Reseller kid, usually buy just 10 units, leave the other 90 on a Quigita. Sure, I mean, when I first started out, I was like 10 units, because it's a good round number. Because it's good for ungating, obviously. It also means if you make a mistake, you're not going too deep on an item. You don't lose your shirt buying 100 or 500 items. So when you're first starting out, I think, 10 items is probably a good, round, a good figure to tell people, I suppose. Unless you find some killer deal, in which case, like with that game one the other day, like you just buy as many as possible. I think I maybe got some. I'm not sure if they got cancelled or not. I know a lot of them got cancelled anyway. It is what it is. It's part of the game, I suppose. That's why I kind of like Quigita with the wholesale. Although you can still get cancelled, most of the orders do stick. So yeah, Cozy, is your live on Quigita going to be tomorrow night? No, so tomorrow night I am doing another Q&A on my Discord community with the guys from Outsource Central. They're going to be talking about virtual assistants and why you need to get a virtual assistant, why it's going to help your Amazon business. So, myself, I've got essentially 2 sourcing assistants and 1 admin assistant. Especially the admin assistant is a lifesaver. So I definitely recommend considering getting an admin VA at least, and then a sourcing VA if you want to help finding deals. So yeah, I've actually moved my sourcing VA onto Cogita. So since that's where I'm buying most of my deals, I moved him onto that basically. But we'll see how it goes. I do spend quite a lot of time now on Cogita myself, so maybe it's a bit too much overlap. But yeah, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And then on Wednesday at 8 p.m, Cozy, I'll be doing my live Cogita sourcing. So it'll be Wednesday, 8 p.m. So Adam says there may be some places people will buy stuff for cheaper, so we need to be careful buying too much. Sure, I do check that myself. There's a great new feature in Seller Amp with Arbisource where it kind of reverse sources all the items. But yeah, you need to look at the history of the price as well. So yeah. Don't just buy randomly, you got to do the research. But you know what you're doing, Adam. So Adam's an experienced private labeler, so if you want to get into private label, he's the guy to go to. I know very little about private label, apart from the very top level basic knowledge of it, but none of the actual nitty gritty details of it. So I know just enough to get myself into trouble, basically. But Adam's been in the trenches, and and he's been in the trenches actually. God. Amazon put you through the trenches, put you through the ringer, actually, don't they? When it comes to private label. I mean, they do with when you're doing normal selling as well. Amazon is like, oh, God, a nightmare at times. So Chris says he ordered a banger the other day and they cancelled the next day. Oh, that sucks, yeah. So I actually spoke to the Cogita today, actually, because I've been working... so big news with Cogita, they've just released that seller invoice feature. So I've been working hard with them for like 2 or 3 months, answering a bunch of questions, trying to explain how Amazon works to them, to get this feature out. So I'm taking 100% credit on this, that feature coming out. I was talking to them today just before they released that. But again, one thing I was giving some other feedback as well. One thing I thought might be quite nice is potentially giving those wholesale sellers a rating. So if someone cancels all the time, they need to kind of be punished a little bit, I think. Yeah, so we'll see anyway. I know mistakes happen and stuff, but it's just finding that balance, isn't it? So, but yeah, I think seller ratings. I gave them a bunch of the suggestions as well to improve the experience for us Amazon sellers. So but yeah, so yeah, it sucks when it happens, but yeah, the only good thing is actually I probably shouldn't say it, actually. I'm not going to say it, actually. I don't want it to leak out. But yeah, so Chris got the same load of Versace's. Don't know if you've seen them. Oh, nice, cool. There you go. So yeah, Versace's a brilliant brand for Q4. I'd say it's probably one of the top 3 cosmetic brands for Q4 is Versace, if not the best one. Yeah. So you got the mini ones. Oh, nice. They are hot. I've not bought any this year actually. So, but those mini ones are freaking sick. They are literally one of the hottest items in Q4. So if you can stock, where do they drop? I did not see those, but yeah, damn it. Yeah, that is. I'm jealous, to be honest, because they are so good. Oh yeah, best not mention the brand. It's fine. It is what it is. It's cool. Yeah. So Matthew says, is it me or your? I actually can't read that. My tone's a little bit quiet this evening. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I can move the mic a bit closer. Maybe that's a bit better. Let me just get my app up on this. Getting a microphone like this, it's a really expensive microphone to connect to a computer is like really difficult. It's crazy. I had to buy like a really expensive adapter to get it connected. So, anyway. So let me just see if I can load up the app for this thing and make sure it's all working correctly. Mic gain should be okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay anyway. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, Risa Kid says, I only buy 10 units a week on Gitas. I've usually only got 300-400. Sure, yeah, look, we've all got to start from somewhere. Like, if that's fine. And just keep, as long as you don't take your money out and you keep building up and building up, it starts off slow, but it does snowball. So just keep doing that, keep reinvesting. Don't get greedy, but be patient. And eventually, before you know it, you'll have, loads of money in Amazon. So just like I started off with, I actually need to double check exactly how much I started with, but I think it was 30,000. I've now got 30 in Amazon right now. I've got, I don't know how much I've got stock coming in. So, it does build. It does build. But yeah, so Adam, I like to tell people about all the brands. Sharing is caring. Sure, yeah. I mean, it depends what kind of brands. Everyone kind of knows about Versace and those brands at Christmas, so it's okay, I guess. But yeah, normally I'm a little bit secretive about the exact brands I sell as my day-to-day things. But yeah, it doesn't help when someone announces it to like 30 people in a group. But for those of you that know, then know. But yeah, hey Ignis, how's it going? I'm a new seller, sold 0 products yet. Took me a month to open an account with verification. That sucks. Looking forward to getting started. Go find YouTube videos and Discord. Yeah, and it's free. It is absolutely free, yes. So, well, welcome to the community. The best thing I can say is just learn as much as possible. Get started and just see how things go. Ask questions. So check out the YouTube channel. Check out there's other YouTube people to watch as well. And just be curious, ask questions in the Discord community, and just get stuck in. Basically, is the best way. So, but yeah. So, yep. The reseller kit, is a good feature. So, it's been a lot of people are worried about the invoices, which I totally understand. So that's why I was pushing hard for that to get that out. But yeah, so yeah, so I'm pretty happy it's out there. It's such a simple feature actually, but it's big, a lot of stuff in the back end to get that working. So yeah, Matthew, 100%. I was speaking to the guy today. They are 100% aware that claims are taking a long time. They've had a lot of claims come in. So one thing I suggested to them was having like because even if it's taking a long time, as long as we've got visibility of what's going on, I normally find that's okay. So what I said is they need to have like a portal where we can see the progress of our claims, so we can see like what's happening with it. Is it being like resolved basically? So I thought they could maybe create some sort of thing where we can actually see how our claims are progressing. Like, is it being reviewed? Is it with the seller? What's going on? Is there a time frame by when they expect it to be finished? So, so if it is going to take a long time, like I've got one going through right now, by the way, it's taken over a month. So, I'm just being patient with it. But yeah, because they are being inundated right now, but it's something they're working really hard on as well. So, yeah, they will sort it, but, and you will get it sorted. Don't worry. But yeah, it's an issue they are working on. But yeah. So, Chris, you're so hot. They dropped Mogul price monitors, of course. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying there. So, Alex says, how many newsletters are you subscribed to? So, I got my VA to do this for me, and I think I gave them a list of like 400-500 sites to subscribe to. So, what I did, by the way, when I did that is I got my list from... I went to Tactical Arbitrage, and they've got like an entire site list of all the different sites they do in like the UK or US. And then I think Arbisource have something similar as well. I just combined those together and said, off you go and subscribe to the list, is how I did that. So, yeah. Oh, Adam, that's not very nice. So, hey, Pete, why are you not doing YouTube anymore, are you? I don't know. I've not seen, actually. You're not doing... Because the reseller kid used to do YouTube, didn't you? Like... used to do car boot YouTube videos. I quite enjoyed watching them, to be honest. You should get back onto that. Or RA videos are the hottest videos to do. So if you do Amazon and you're thinking, I want to do what I do, do social media, do retail arbitrage videos. They are the hottest, most relatable kind of videos that you're going to get you the most viewers, get you the most traction. So yeah, get onto that. That's the way to do it, basically. There's a tip for you there. So I do recommend, by the way, people do copy what I'm doing. Create a Discord community, create a YouTube channel. If you want to do that, of course. It's not for everyone, but yeah, if you want to do that, go for it. So Valley says, do I buy from Cookie to Mania? Right now, I am. Yes, it's kind of a perfect storm of. There's loads of good deals on, but also Q4 is coming up. So obviously it does health and beauty. So there's loads of perfumes, aftershaves. So, right now I'm focusing mainly on that. I also do Amazon to Amazon through Profit Sweep as well. And then once Christmas comes around, I don't know what I'll still buy deals on Cogito. Maybe I won't focus quite as much on it, but I'm not sure. If there's money on the table, I'm going to take it. But I'm thinking now I'm going to be moving more towards, I've got that kind of wholesale bug now. And I talked about this in another video, which is coming out tomorrow, I think. Hopefully, where I basically next year, I'm going to focus more on wholesale. Because obviously I'm trying to teach you guys how to do Amazon. Right now, my experience is pretty much just OA. And I want to round myself out as an Amazon seller a bit more. So I'm going to be doing wholesale probably for a year. And then once I've got that under my belt and been successful, maybe I'll do some private label. And then that way I should be pretty well rounded out as an Amazon seller to be able to help people where they want to do OA, RA, wholesale, or private label. So that's the plan, I think, right now. So yeah, whereas I don't like to teach things I don't like I say, private label right now, I've got no clue, I don't pretend to know it, go and speak to Nikos or Adam basically. I'm not gonna try and fake it. I'm not a fake it till you make it kind of guy. Overtook the channel, yeah. Well, you just need to keep putting out the content, I guess. You just need to keep pumping out the content. That's the best way to do it. So Matthew says, I blame you for slow claims. You're bringing all those new customers. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So not just me, though, to be fair. Nikos has been doing quite a good job as well. But, yeah, I have sent them a lot of customers recently. So they're very happy with me, let's put it like that. So, okay, yeah, if you don't like YouTube, Pete, that's cool. Yeah, do what you like, basically. 100%. That's the most important thing first. Do what you enjoy first. That's the most important thing. Don't worry about the money, or whatever So yeah. So Matt, you've met Pete at a car boot. Okay, interesting. So Adam, didn't you car boot a load of your returns? I can't remember, because obviously you guys know as Amazon sellers we get a load of returns. I mean, I've got like a massive death pile of returns, and I think Adam, you did a car boot, didn't you? It's probably not a bad idea to just go and car boot it all. Just get rid of it. So yeah. So Valley, right now I'm doing Quigita, which is wholesale technically, but I wouldn't call it full on wholesale. The great thing about Quigita is, and by the way, I checked, I am pronouncing that correctly. Thank God, since I'm their brand ambassador. I just checked that today actually. So Quigita is like a marketplace for wholesalers. So the wholesalers come to you, which is great. But doing full-on proper wholesale means hitting the phones, calling up wholesalers, building up relationships with account managers and stuff like that, and placing like big orders with the wholesalers. So I call Quigita like a middle ground. It's like a bit like OA. It's a bit like wholesale. It's just a middle sort of ground. But it's not full-on. I wouldn't say I'm a full-on wholesaler right now. In fact, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm miles away from that. So yeah, one of the things you need to learn with wholesale, from my understanding, is obviously you need to hit the phone, you need to create a website, you need to build the relationships, all that kind of stuff basically for to get those decent accounts. So that's something I'll be probably focusing on next year, I think. So so Ignace says, I've used the app you talked about, sellability, and added 70k products of skincare. I think about 9 a.m. it's still on 61%. Oh, okay, yeah. So it can be slow. It depends. Are you using the so Arbisource is the same. It can be slow if you use the image recognition. Not that slow, but I mean that's a lot of stuff to go through. This is why you should use the Quigita price drop server. Link for that in description. And by the way, just want to mention this stream is sponsored by Profitector Pro. So if you want to get a repricer for Amazon, check out Profitector Pro. It's the best repricer. It's the one that I use. But yeah, also Quigita price drops. That way you don't have to go through the entire catalog. So link for that in description. Use Quigita price drops as first thing. Use Arbisource as a second. Again, link for all these in below. Then Quigita, and that's the best way to find deals. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm looking at the price drops on the Quigita price drop server, the paid one, the decent one, not the fake one. And then basically that's what I'm doing to get my deal. So works for me. It's pretty good. But yeah, if you are doing those scans with those softwares, if you're doing image matching, which I suggest you turn off if you're doing such a large catalog, it will take ages because obviously it's using some like back-end AI thing, machine learning, to try and match up those images, and that is really slow. Your neighbors, okay. Yeah, so how did the car boot go actually, Adam? Never asked you. Did you make lots of money, get some money back? Did you sell everything? Like, what happened with it? So Chris says, do you check the CS5 files every hour? Today, I pretty much did actually, but on most days I don't. No, I normally, what I do is, I'm not on here all day. I will, if I've got 3, 4, 5 of those CSV files, I'll just throw them into ChatGPT, just say ChatGPT, combine these into one CSV, throw them all on Arbisource together, or you can just run them individually, whatever you want to do. So today I kind of was on the ball, but most days, in fact, I think today is pretty much the most on the ball I've been. But most days I'm not. I run maybe 2 scans a day, maybe at most. And some, I went like a week without doing anything. So it depends how much money I've got to spend, when I'm in the mood to search, things like that. So yeah, that's how I do it basically. But yeah, I'm all about the CSVs. They are the best. Let me just check out the group, see if there's any questions. We've got a new user. That's awesome. But yeah, so how can I join Community Price Drop? Sounds really awesome. There's a link in the description, as you know. So hopefully there should be anyway. Yeah. If not, I'll just DM me and I'll send you a link and a discount code as well. You can use code FBA Mogul to get 25% off your first month. But yeah, it's really good. It is the best one by a long shot, definitely. So, well, I got kicked out the other one that was free, that literally copied the exact name, which just sounds dodgy to me off the bat. Anyway, yeah. So my brother's got a lot of experience. So it's run by my younger brother, by the way. So he's got like 8-10 years of experience working as a developer. So the software is pretty good. Yeah, so it's good, and he's open to any kind of feature suggestions you guys have got as well. So it works very well, and yeah, you can make a lot of money on that. So definitely check that out. In fact, I'll throw the link out in the description for you now, and you can join if you want to check it out. Here we go. Copy link. There you go, and use the code FBA Mogul to save yourself 25% off your first month. So it is fantastic. Cool. So do you think CSV files are going to be enough for everyone as the group grows? It's going to be capped at 50 members for the foreseeable future. So it's at like 30 right now. So it's going to be fine, basically. Look, it's definitely not everyone's scanning every day. There's always deals on there. Yeah, do not worry about there not being deals. There are so many deals on there. It's kind of crazy. Like today, yeah, I probably got a lot of them because I was on the ball, but most days I'm not. Just happened to be today I was kind of on the ball. But yeah, so yeah, get into it basically. Don't worry about it being saturated. So it's capped at 50 for now. So so Adam got rid of most everything. I tend to send stuff back to Amazon. That's very naughty of you. Oh, it's used. Okay, so however most stuff comes back damaged, no good for Amazon. Yeah, it sucks. That's the biggest downside of Amazon is obviously the admin and the return. So hey Jason, how's it going? Great content as always. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's a shame Amazon won't engage me on any perfume. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. You've got to keep trying. It took me like 10 attempts to get Paco Rabanne ungated. You just cannot hold. You've got to keep going. Just keep trying. Keep explaining to them why it's valid. Just basically, yeah, just got to keep going. Yeah. That's the way with ungating, especially now. You've got to keep going. Keep trying. I'm going to stop saying that now. Hey Ed, how's it going? I don't offer one-to-one paid mentorship, but if you join my Discord community, there's a link there that says one-on-one support. You can book a free call with me, or you can just ask me questions here. So, but yeah, right now I don't do paid mentorship. I'm not sure I ever will. I'm not sure yet. So I get asked this a lot. It's a big response, and I think I talked about this in one of my videos. It feels like a big responsibility to take on people for paid mentorship, and I'm not sure I want to do it. So I kind of like this free model is better, I think. But we'll see anyway. But yeah, you can book a free call with me. It's like a 15-minute call. If we click and stuff and we're having fun, normally it goes on for half hour. Depends really. So yeah, it all depends, or how busy I am that day. But yeah, you can book a free call with me, and I can help you out if you've got any questions. But yeah, that's in my Discord community. Again, link for that should be in the description. You can join that. It's 100% free. And yeah, you can book an onboarding call with me, and I can help you out. So, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I don't do paid mentorship anymore. So yeah, eliminates the trolls who I hate, who say I'm just selling a course or selling mentorship. I hate that so much. So that's why I just eliminated that off the bat. So yeah, I need to go through mine, Adam. Honestly, I've got a crazy amount of returns. It's kind of just piling up, and I don't even want to think about how. It's a real waste of money, because that's money I could be using to reinvest. This is why you probably see retailers just like they just want to get rid of it, even if they can just get £1 back or whatever. It clears the stock, gets it out of the warehouse, which costs money. Storage costs money. Get the money back, get it reinvested. I just need to get back into that kind of mindset. I'm hoping, there's a few services opening up, one service opening up that's going to deal with returns for people, for Amazon sellers. So I'll be utilizing that. But yeah, I've got a massive death pile of returns. So yeah, I need to go through them at some point. Right now, I literally just they turn up, I just throw them on the pile and don't even look at them anymore. And they're just built up and up and up. I've got to have 5 to 10 grand worth of stuff, what it costs me. It's probably not worth that anymore. But yeah, it's not good. So, okay, Vinted, all my returns sold really quickly, price to sell. Yeah, it's probably not a bad way to do it. Yeah, eBay is one way, Vinted's another way, Gumtree. So you can send it back to Amazon as used, like new, or used good, or used average as well as another way you can do it. There's multiple ways you can kind of do this. It's just, obviously, it's just time consuming because each one you have to kind of like inspect, open it up, inspect it. Technically, I suppose you have to check if it works, so I never did when I was actually selling my returns. I just sold it as working, and then if it didn't work and they said it didn't work, I just gave them a refund and I'd wash my hands of it. But yeah, so there's multiple ways to do it. It's just you got to stay on top of it, really. That's the main thing. But yeah, it's just like stuff. You got to photograph it. It's just all that effort. It's just such effort and time you have to put into selling this item that you're hoping to get maybe 50% of your money back or 25%, whatever it is. It's just a nightmare. Hey, no problem, Eds. Say welcome to. Don't know if I've seen you before in here, so I do appreciate you coming on. And say check out the Discord community. Are you an existing Amazon seller, Eds, or are you a new seller? Let me know. Nathan says, you had a listing taken down for restricted ASIN. Yeah, multiple times, absolutely. I think I've got a Disney one right now that's got like a compliance problem. So it's only one, I think. So eventually that will get returned to me and I'll just donate it, that kind of stuff. It's a good thing for Christmas, donation. I've got a pile of toys that I've either bought over the years, of the year, I should say, not years. And some returns as well. And basically, so like Hamleys always do these like crazy sales where they do like, I don't know, sell things really cheap and I just can't pass up on the stuff. So I just buy loads of stuff from there, and just put it in my parents' garage and then just donate it at Christmas. So, let my mum deal with that. She can wrap it up and take it down to the children's hospital or whatever. But yeah, that's the easy, toys and stuff. That's what I do. So, yeah, I remember they did a crazy deal actually on Hamleys like teddy bear. It was like £2 or £3 each, down from like £30. I think I bought like 30 or 40 of them. I actually kind of wish I bought more now because they literally flew out. Gave them away. Yeah, they flew, and they were really nice as well. So anyway, let's have a look. Deadpool, I should say. So Vinted suspended my account for making commercial listings. Oh, okay, over 70 listings. So you're not allowed to be commercial on Vinted. Okay, interesting. Or do you have to pay? I don't know anything about Vinted. I've never sold on Vinted. I think it's free, isn't it? I think Vinted. I thought it was meant to be for clothes. I don't know anyway. Yeah, I guess you've got 2 listings. Maybe just, do it slowly. Yeah, I've got a bunch of perfumes I can't sell, like Burberry perfumes that I bought last year. I can't sell. I need to get rid of those. So maybe I'll look into Vint. I just can't be bothered. It's too much work. I'd rather just sell it all in bulk to someone, and then they can deal with it and they can make the money. It's just too much effort for me. I hate it. So Adam says, don't put stuff as new listings to clear that up. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So how do you find deals using newsletters? I'm really struggling. So you just basically need to... So newsletters are just to tell you where the sales are. That's all they're for, basically. If a retailer or an online retailer is just doing a sale, that's what the newsletter is. It's just an announcement for that. So you just want to keep an eye out for when the sales happen, and you just go... When you're sourcing OA, you want to go where the sales are, because everything we buy pretty much is on sale. So that just kind of announces the sales. So that's one way to find out about sales. Obviously, using Discord communities like Profit Sweep is another way to find out about sales as well. But yeah, you just got to keep trying, keep looking and seeing, where the sales are and going there. And then eventually what you'll learn is certain sites are great and other sites, they put a sale on and they're always crap and you just never look at them again. But you are going to have to figure that out to begin with, try and figure out what are the good sites to buy from. So, and they are out there. There are some great sites. Like Smith's, that's got a good one. Smith's is a great one for toys. I don't know, I'm trying to think of another one really. Game, again, But yeah, I don't know, that's what you're using newsletters for. It's just literally knowing where the sales are. So you've not found a newsletter deal in the past 90 days. I think maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe then. I'll be honest. I've not sourced newsletters in the past 90 days. I've been all Cogita. But yeah, the deals are out there though. So yeah, just keep trying. What sites are you going to? Things like that, and what kind of sales you're looking at as well. So Nathan, no problem. It's absolutely fine. Deadpool, I think you just migrated to Vinted Pro. Okay, which is still free, but you're a business seller and have to accept returns. Oh, sure, just do that then. Yeah, there you go. Just do that. I think Vinted's the reason why eBay's gone fee-free for personal accounts as well. So, yeah, if you're going to do start eBaying your items, you might want to do it on your personal account potentially. If you kind of select yourself, I think you can do that as a little loophole. But yeah, Adam says, hope everyone has a big December. Yeah, I freaking hope I have a big December. I want to make 20,000 in December. That's my goal, 20,000 profit. So let's hope it happens. I've got the stock in there. Just whether it's going to hold its price and to sell well. It should sell well. I don't know why people are not spending much at the moment. Either they're saving for Christmas. I'm not sure if the budget is coming into people's minds, when holding out for money, whether times are tough for people. I'm not sure what's going on right now. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good Christmas. But yeah, it depends how much people are going to spend this Christmas. Might be a bad Christmas. Who knows? With Labour getting in and they're saying they're going to tax everyone. Maybe people are holding their money and they're going to spend a little bit less this Christmas, knowing what's going to happen. I don't know, really. These are things you can't control. But, yeah. So, Anto Sheffy. So, yeah, maybe I pronounced that wrong. What filter settings are best in Arbor source for sustainable long-term profitable products? So, what I normally look at, when I'm doing my filters, what I'm normally doing is minimum of £1.50 to £2 profit as a general rule, a minimum of 20% ROI, and I click exclude buy box. Once I've done that, I then filter them by monthly sales. So that's what I'm looking at. Now, does it mean I'm going to buy something at 20%? Depends. If it's a perfume and I'm making £10 profit per unit, sure, I'll take 20%. If it's a toothpaste where I'm making £1.50 profit, I'm probably not going to take 20% ROI. Again, it all depends on the sales. If it sells like 5,000 a month, then maybe I will take £1.50 profit at 20%. You just kind of need to use your judgment on a lot of these things, but those are kind of like, I guess the general rules. And I think it might be worth keeping in mind that 30% that you always think about with OA. But it depends how good a deal it is and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Those are the filters that I use, and then I kind of use my judgment. It doesn't mean I'm automatically buying something that I see. It just gives me the best options to find deals. So, even at £1.50 profit, I've got 60p prep cost, so that's down to 90p already. So even for me, it might be £2 might be better, £2.50. So, but again, it all depends what I'm sourcing. If it's a perfume, I'm not going to be buying £2, doing it for £2 profit. But if it's like something like a toothpaste that I'm going to sell, hopefully several hundred a month, sure, I'll take £1, £2 profit per unit. It all depends. And then also as well, if it's things like, I've seen a few of these drop as well, what do you call them? Hair dryers and hair curlers and all those kind of things as well, like hair tools. They have really high returns. So again, if I'm buying those, I want 40, 50% ROI before I'll even touch that kind of item. Beard trimmers is another one as well. I have quite a few returns on beard trimmers. And yeah, once people use them, it's like, what can you do with them? You have to throw them in the bin. So I want big returns on those for me to stock those kind of items again. This is just stuff you learn as you go. So, Reseller says, using the Tino Cocoon Center mainly. Yeah, I bought from them and been very profitable. You're probably going to have to hold for 2-3 months. That's the only downside to those sites. They are pretty heavily sourced, but they can be very profitable. And the Tinos are fantastic. So I've made a fortune off that site. Cocoon Center, not as much, but I've still done pretty well. Yeah. So, but with these kind of sites, you do kind of have to hold things a little bit. But right now, in the Tino, you can buy perfumes after shares Christmas. Not too long of a hold, really, and the prices do kind of go crazy. So, but yeah, Jason says, I'll never give up. Yeah, don't. Perseverance is an important thing for business. Don't just give up at the first hurdle. This is not an easy business. I'm going to do a whole video on this actually. Because quite a few people coming into the business with maybe unrealistic expectations on how Amazon works and how much money they can make and how easy it is. And this is not an easy business. Can I buy off Notino being VAT registered? Yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely. You can put your VAT number in there. It's absolutely it's fine. They give VAT invoices. So Notino, by the way, they limit you to, and I'm just testing myself now. Just whack my nose on the microphone. I believe they told me it was 30 unit. Well, it depends on the brand and stuff, but generally, when you're buying a perfume or an aftershave, you can buy 30 units every 5 days. So that means pretty much, since they limit you to 10 per order, you can do 3 orders every 5 days. So that's the limit they allow you to do. How do I know that? Well, I've ordered from a Tino load. So this is, again, coming back to you, Reseller Kid, a little bit. This is where domain knowledge comes in, because I've been doing this long enough and I've honed in on some of the better sites that I learn all these tricks basically about all the different sites. So again, this is where it comes down to, domain knowledge comes in a lot. So rather than just being like willy-nilly ordering from everywhere, learning nothing, honing in on your sites and your brands and your categories. That's where it can be really helpful. So yeah, they told me that basically. 3 units, so 30 units. It does depend on the brand. But yeah, generally it's 30 units every 5 days, which basically means a promo doesn't often last more than 5 days. So you can pretty much only get 30 units. But to be honest, that's still pretty good. You can still make a lot of money. Like a lot of perfumes on there, you can make £5-10 profit a unit. So you're buying 30 units, you got £300 or £150 or £5 profit. Pretty good, and just keep churning it and building it up. So yeah, it's a good site though. But it's a little bit saturated. That's the only thing I'll say. You do have to hold a little bit. But their prices are always changing as well. And again, another good reason to, learn a site is Notino are notorious this, by the way. They'll put like a promo on, and I think if it sells really well, the price will change. So people may be looking, like you may be going a few days later and going, hey, this thing's like £18 on sale, but I bought it for like £17 a day before. And obviously it sold pretty well, so they put the price up. So it still looks like it's on sale, but actually it's been cheaper. So again, why it's maybe good to try and track these prices over time. On what you buy. So yeah. So Claudia says, how many times you can return the Tino 10 units? So I never actually recommend you do this. I always just suck it up, the cost of it, and just move on. It's just cost of business. I don't recommend it, because if Amazon get in touch with them, I don't know if they will, but for me it just seems like a big risk. I try and get an ungate that's not going to be too expensive. Sometimes I'm losing maybe £2 a unit. Sometimes it's £5 a unit. I think my Paca Rabanne one, actually, when I bought it, I was going to lose like £5 a unit. Then it turned out to be profitable or break even. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I don't buy. I never really return them. So I'm trying to think if I've ever returned any of those items for ungating. I don't think I have. Always just suck it up as a loss. But it's depends on your budget, I suppose. How much money you've got. And thanks for joining us, by the way, Claudia. So, Ignis says, I'm gated on every product I buy. For example, 5 different products, 10x units. Can I use the same invoice when gating? Or is it could be any combination. It doesn't matter. You can have 10 invoices, each with 1 unit on there. And it could be a different unit of that brand. Is in like a different thing. So it could be like, it doesn't matter. It can be any combination of any. It could be 10 on one invoice of the same item. Or it can be 10 different invoices, each with 1 item on there, and all those items can be different. As long as they're the same brand, you're all good to go. So, yeah. Any combination. I've done a whole video on ungating, so check that out on my channel. So ungating, normally pretty easy. Right now, they're being very strict, but again, you just got to keep trying. I've had, 2... what do you want to call them, like nemesis brands. One was Lenovo, one was Paca Rabanne, which was very recently. But Lenovo, one, they kept declining me, saying, oh, your invoice isn't valid, blah, blah, blah. I was buying it from Lenovo, from their actual business site. So proper invoice, all this kind of stuff. And they kept saying, no, it's not a proper, I was like, just bullshit, basically. It's absolute bullshit, but you just got to keep trying. But that was my big nemesis brand, was Lenovo. And yeah, in the end, it cost me a bit of money to get that ungated, actually, because I think I bought some mice from there. Lost a few pounds per unit, but I wanted to get that brand ungated. And yeah, it's the same with these perfumes and stuff. It's just sometimes it's worth just paying a little bit of money. Obviously, try and find an ungate that's profitable if you can, or I'll break even. But sometimes maybe just take a £1 or £2 loss. It's not end of the world, to be honest. So yeah, I hope that answers your question on ungating. But I know it is tough at the moment. Yeah, it is. It was frustrating me as well, Paco Rabanne. Again, they kept telling me that the invoice wasn't valid. It's just total. They're not looking at it, or they're just so inundated with invoices. They're literally spending like 3 seconds looking at them and just declining. It's just easier to decline than it is to accept. So you got to keep trying. Got to keep keep at it basically. So any other questions, guys? We got. Let's have a look. 15 people watching at the moment. We peaked though at what's that? 20 something or other. 24 people. That's pretty awesome actually. So pretty cool. Hopefully you guys find these kind of like live Q&As useful. Where's Ed gone? You got any questions, Ed? You wanted to do a one-on-one session, but yeah, take advantage now. Ask me any questions you've got about selling on Amazon. So Ignis says, hoping Cogito invoice will work. If it won't, I'll buy a lot of stock and I'll decide. Guess I can still try Ungate with the same product, different. Yeah. So I mean, with just the Cogito invoice, I'm not gonna lie, you're probably not gonna get ungated. You kind of need the Cogito and the seller invoice for ungating. That's why that new features come out. It's gonna help with that. What I did, I bought a bunch of Paco Rabanne from Cogito. I was having no luck with the ungating there, so I bought some from Latino, which is my usual go-to place for ungating. Of course, they started declining that as well, saying that they want the supply, all this kind of bullshit. So just kept trying over and over and over. Eventually got accepted. Yeah, with just the Cogito invoice, totally honest, you're probably not going to get ungated right now, just because they're being so strict. But you never know, worth a go. You know, can try. But yeah, I don't know, just being honest with you. So yeah, Latino is the best place I think for ungating. So it's pretty much my go-to place for ungating brands. Maybe that's why they cracked down on it, because everyone was doing the same thing. I don't know. Yeah. All right, so we've got about 13, 14, 15 minutes left. If you guys got any more questions, let me know. Yeah, so let's have a look. So yeah, my figures for the month, not that great. Oh wow, I've actually sold an item I've had in stock for so long. A Scale Electric set actually, so made £11.76 profit on that. Again, that's going to do, I'm probably priced that too low. Probably should look at that and see what price it's going for at Christmas. But yeah, so not a bad sale. £59 profit a day is terrible. That is awful. Considering I've got 130 grams worth of stock on Amazon, that is really bad. Apparently the resale value of everything I've got, although this is probably inflated, is 260. So that's, yeah, 48% ROI, a little bit inflated, but still, you know, probably not too terribly far off. But yeah, so maybe you can tell me how to do it with bookkeeping. You're literally asking the person who's very worst at bookkeeping. So right now, what do? My admin VA does all my invoices for me. So she chases down all my invoices for me, organizes them all for me. She's going to eventually deal with all the bookkeeping for me as well. And then in terms of accounting, I've just moved over from Awesome to, who are terrible, by the way, do not go with them, to RT Accounting, who are very good. Do use them. But yeah, so just essentially all you'll do with bookkeeping is chase every invoice. Get a VAT invoice, ideally, for everything you order. For two reasons. One, for authenticity claims if they come up, and two, for claiming VAT back. So it's good to get into that habit, even if you're not VAT registered. But yeah, but I'm not very well organised, I'll be honest. I hate the admin side of Amazon. It's made me want to quit Amazon a few times because I just hate admin so much. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not the best person to ask. I'm so disorganized. It's unbelievable. But that's why I've got my admin VA from Outsource Central. I think they're doing a promo at the moment. You can hire an admin VA from them for £250. Yeah, and obviously it's just fantastic having an admin VA working for you 8 hours a day, chasing invoices, doing whatever you want basically. So sometimes I'll say, hey, go and subscribe to these newsletters, or can you do this for me, or can you chase these invoices for me? And she's fantastic. She keeps me relatively organized, and without me having to do it as well. So, and with VAT return coming up as well, so I'm pretty much all set for that as well, nice and early, which is good. I think Awesome are doing my final VAT return, so I've got no faith in them doing it correctly, but it is what it is. But yeah, so Just having a look here. Someone says, what's the command in Chat GPT to combine CSV files? So what I normally do is just drag the CSV files in Chat GPT. And then what I'll do is just say, like, combine these files into one CSV file. And that's all you need to say. Yeah, so that's it. Combine these CSV files into one CSV file. There you go. That's pretty easy, basically. So, yeah, it works pretty well. That's what I do if I'm trying to combine things, basically. So, cool. We've got about 10 minutes left then. So if you've got any final questions, let me know. Again, I want to thank the sponsor for this live stream, Profitector Pro. You guys need to get a repricer if you're not using one. I use Profitector Pro. Really good. AI algorithmic rules on there are fantastic. Making me a lot of extra money. So, yeah, I love it, to be honest. So check that out. Link in the description as well for that. So how much investment did I start with? Valley's asking. So I believe I started with £30,000. I did as a director's loan. I'm pretty sure that's what I started with. I can't remember 100%, but it's around that ballpark, basically. So I quit my job. I had those savings, and I was like, you know what? Let's throw this into Amazon. So yeah, that's what I started with. And yeah, obviously probably more than most people, to be fair. So, but yeah, worked out well for me. So Claudia says, how low do you typically go with price to get the buy box, for example? When you find a deal with £5 profit, then is it based on the buy box price at the time? Sure, but I'll look at the history of it, though. I won't just go like, oh, what's the buy box now? I'm realistic. I basically look at the history over the 3 months and even the year, and I go like, what's the low price? What's the downside, essentially? What's my lowest price? So when I'm analysing a deal, I'll go and do that yearly analysis, basically. I'll go, right, how often is it at like this low price? So let's say I'm buying an item right now and the buy box is £30. I'll go and look at the year, and then maybe I'll see, okay, well, 50% of the time over the year it's been at £20. And yeah, it's got a few price spikes to 30, but as an average, maybe it's around the £24, £25 mark. But what I'd like to do, though, is make sure that, as I mentioned, it's probably like maybe half the time at £20. I'll put that into SaaS or BuyBot Pro, and I'll see, like, am I losing money at £20? Am I making money? Am I breaking even? And ideally what I want is I want the worst case scenario on that product to be break even. So at £20 sell price there for that one, I want to be break even. And then obviously at £25 and £30, I'll be making money. And then because I know it goes up to those prices, I won't sell it for £20. I'll be looking to make that £30. And that's what I'll price it at, basically. I'm just wait. And then if it doesn't happen over time, then maybe I'll be willing to potentially come down on price. Again, I'll analyze it, look, see, why has it not gone back up in price? Has too many sellers jumped on there? Has the demand gone down? Has something else happened with the listing? Whatever's happened. And then I judge it on that, basically. So, but yeah, I don't just like pick the best price and that's it. No, I'm looking at the realistic price. You've got to do that. You've got to look at the realistic price. That's why it's so important to analyze deals. And again, this comes with experience. Again, tools like Arbisource are fantastic. Link for them in the description, by the way. But yeah, like they are really fantastic tools, but they are in a way flawed if they, because they'll look at the price now, and they do have the 30, 60, 90-day profit there as well, but they'll just show you the price now. You need to, and it might just be a price spike. Maybe this thing lives at £30 and suddenly it's gone up to 45 temporarily. You can't bank on selling it for £45. It's like being £45 once in a year. It may not happen again. So we're going to basically exclude that price totally. So that's kind of weaknesses of some of the software and stuff, and where maybe people get caught out a little bit. Yeah, you need to look at the history of the product. It's all about the history. That's all we can go on is like, what has the history of this product been? That gives us the best chance to make the correct decision. So Dom, yeah, another Mogul live stream, absolutely. So I'm trying to do it every Monday, but sometimes I'm not in the mood or something. But yeah. So Michael says PPV has been great for me. I was on low sales before getting this. Yeah, it's good. I like it. So absolutely, works for me as well. So I'm very happy with it. It's the one that I use. So Valley says, and you invested all into OA, 30k. When did you get a VA? So I started off mainly actually doing Amazon to Amazon was my very first sort of foray into Amazon FBA. Once I obviously got the bug for it and realized the opportunity, I then moved into, or carried on doing A to A, but also did OA as well. So because A to A can be very up and down, you can get some good deals, you can get some bad deals, and not bad deals, but like you can have some good deals. Start again. You can have like a whole month where there's no deals that crop up. and then suddenly you get a day where you get 2. So, you know, A2A can be very inconsistent at times, which is why I always say it's like the icing on the cake. You shouldn't build your business on A2A. You should try and build your business around OA and then use A2A as the icing on the cake, the extra money, the cream of the crop, whatever they call that, you know. But yeah, so that's what I started with basically. H. Savari says, what strategy do you use on PPP? Cautious sale enhancer is my go-to one. However, depending on how much stock I've got, how it's doing, I will maybe adjust to a more aggressive strategy, but that's my kind of go-to default rule. Yeah, cautious sale enhancer. And when did I get a VA? I got a VA relatively early, actually, and then ended up firing them all. Kind of regretting it a little bit. Then I got some VAs back as well. I mean, I'm not a fan of managing people. I'm not going to lie. So, you know, everyone has their strengths and weaknesses in business. For me, my weakness is like being able to delegate to people, and building like, I don't know, yeah, just like being able to, building a team and delegating to people. I kind of struggle with it a little bit. But yeah, so I'm not the best example there. But yeah, I got a VA relatively early on. They can be fantastic. They can also be bad. So it depends how much effort you're willing to put in to help them and improve them. But yeah, I recommend at the very least getting an admin VA and say, tomorrow at, I think it's 7 p.m. Let me just double check. We've got the Outsource Central doing a live Q&A in the community, in the Discord community. Yeah, 7 p.m. We're going to talk. You can ask any questions about VAs, like when to get a VA, what VA to get, all the kind of stuff. Any questions you've got, basically. Yeah, so check that out in my Discord community, which is free. Link for that in the description. So Ignaz says, on Seller SaaS, some items say it's the brand is known to have IP issues. I literally never pay attention to the IP issue thing on SellerAmp. Never, basically, because I don't know, it's wrong most of the time. Again, it's one of these things that with brands, you just need to learn over time what brands, and yeah, do your analysis. Like you say, you see 5 Amazon sellers on there. Look at the history of the product. Has there been any big spikes down in the seller counts? That's always a good indicator when you see a sudden drop in seller counts. But yeah, so yeah, I'd never pay attention to that. So yeah. So Ante says, what percentage do you go for in Arbisource? Match confidence, image confidence, title confidence. I check. Well, it depends what I'm using Arbisource for. If I'm using Cogita, I'm doing Cogita sourcing, which is what I'm doing pretty much 99% at the moment. I'm going off the EAN or the GTIN or UPC, whatever you want to call it, going off that number. That's the main thing, really. So, and then obviously I'm being very careful to make sure that the items are all correct. I don't ever look at match confidence, image confidence, things like that, or title confidence. I'm always just using my own judgment on that one, because that essentially means nothing to me, those confidence levels. If it's an EAM match, I'm still double checking to make sure. I use scan. What do I use? So I'll link this tool actually. I use this tool here it's called scanbot.io, just to double check to make sure that the EAN I'm buying matches up the EAN on Amazon. Because by the way, I've seen listings out there where the EAN is wrong on Amazon. So it doesn't match the actual item that's being sold. So I always just double check to make sure that it all matches up, especially if you're doing cosmetic items where there can be like a dozen or dozens and dozens of different shades and whatever. You definitely need to double, triple check, make sure it's all perfectly lined up. So I just like to do that, just double check basically. But that's what I'm going off. I never look at image confidence, things like that. So I'm just using my own judgment really. But there's Igna says, but is there a thing that you have to be authorized by a brand to resell? Well, there are some brands that don't like you reselling, so you just kind of avoid those, basically. I just don't use the SellerAmp IP thing, because I think it's not accurate, so that's why I don't use it. I'm looking out for IP issues, definitely. I know some brands that are IP. I'm looking, if I see a new brand, I'm doing deep analysis on it, trying to figure out if it is IP. But yeah, I'm not. You don't have to. Other than that, you don't have to have the brand's permission, though. So you're all good to sell it. But yeah, any final questions before we wrap up? We've got a couple of minutes left, and then we're going to wrap up a little bit. Yeah, so I'm going to go and chill out. I'm trying to relax a bit more, not work too hard. Trying to have that better work-life balance. There'll be a video, like I say, tomorrow we've got 7 p.m. We've got Outsource Central talking about VA. So if anyone's thinking about getting an admin or a sourcing VA, come and check that out. It'd be awesome. There'll be another video coming out to as well, which is basically my like driving vlog. Although was driving and recording, and my memory card got filled up, so I've refilmed it in the office. That'll be coming out so tomorrow, probably around 4 p.m. maybe. So if you guys you're doing some prepping or anything like that, you want something to listen to in the background, you can listen to me talk about. I think I answered a few questions on that and things like that, talking about Amazon and stuff like that. So just kind of like this in a way. But yeah, so that'll be coming out as well. I know people like to listen to this kind of stuff when they're prepping or cooking or whatever. Yeah. Does anyone fall asleep to my voice? That'd be weird. I don't know. But I watch quite a few YouTube videos actually and fall asleep to them. So yeah, it's I'm sometimes out like a light actually. Like put a YouTube video on, I'm kind of interested in, literally in 10 seconds I'm out like a light. So it works well for me anyway. But yeah, thanks guys to everyone for joining. I do appreciate it. It's been a really good Q&A session. Had some really good questions there. So definitely get on to Cookeator. For me, it's just like game changing. Yeah, and say links in the description. Cookeator price drops, Cookeator, all this kind of stuff. Come and check out my Discord community as well. Thanks again for Protector Pro for sponsoring this stream as well. They've been a really great sponsor for me, and they make great software as well. So it's a perfect combination, really. Thanks very much, guys. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.